I'm Vicks Rodwell, Managing Director of IPSE, and we're going to be talking through the results of the IPSE and Qdos IR35 survey. So we've run the survey to really understand what's actually going on in the market since the IR35 reforms. We also like to collect evidence when we're talking with policymakers so that we can really reflect what the challenges are going on out there and how it impacts contractors in real life. So we do this survey because it's still having a genuine impact on the market and it's still impacting hiring decisions. So traditionally where these roles would have gone to contractors, they're now often going to agencies.
The first stat which really jumps out is the fact that only 30% of contractors received a status determination statement, or SDS, from their client. 65% of respondents said they'd not received an SDS, which is up on the 57% from the survey in 2025. Now, this is pretty alarming. For an SDS to be valid, it has to be passed down the contractual chain and categorically has to be issued to the worker. This is a legal requirement. The fact that we are over 5 years into the reformed rules and there is an apparent increase in failures to carry out the process correctly is concerning. It raises a couple of questions. Is an SDS being produced but just not distributed to the parties it should be, or is no status determination being carried out at all? Either way, it's frustrating for contractors involved, but for clients and agencies, the risks are far more severe and could be opening them up to penalties in addition to any tax liability HMRC find is due. One small point of order on this statistic involves contractors working through umbrella companies and an error in terminology which is common in the market now. When roles are advertised, they will generally be marked either as outside or inside IR35. The issue is that inside IR35 roles in the main are not technically inside IR35, but it has simply been mandated that the contractor works through an umbrella company. If it was truly inside IR35, as set out in the legislation itself, the contractor would continue working through their limited company, but employment tax would be deducted by the fee payer, which would normally be an agency. And that's before the contractor receives the net amount. This very rarely happens in practice though, with clients and agencies preferring to outsource employment, payroll and tax to umbrella companies. If it is decided that an umbrella must be used for a new engagement, IR35 is taken out of the equation completely, as the contractor will be an employee of the umbrella. To that end, a status determination statement is not actually required, but the use of the term IR35 in role adverts continues to cause confusion. Another statistic focused on the situation where determinations are being carried out and asked what method clients were using to make the decision. Now, we, along with everyone else, have spoken about HMRC's CEST tool for many years, and it's not necessary to analyse the tool's shortcomings and limitations again now, but HMRC still promote its use, and obviously when reform was originally introduced, it was the default choice for many organisations who believed it would provide the safest route for them. Since then though, we've had many reports of public sector organisations receiving very sizable tax bills despite relying on CEST. So has that had any impact in the risk appetite of clients and their willingness to look elsewhere? Well, respondents reported that CEST is still being used in 30% of cases, which is in line with last year, but a fairly significant decrease from 2024, when the figure was at 39%. It appears there is a greater willingness to utilise alternative options, with third-party assessors, tools or consultants being used in 34% of cases, which is 5% up on last year. Perhaps surprisingly, 14% of determinations had been made by clients without either CEST or a third-party input, which suggests some clients are really trying to get to grips with IR35 and off payroll internally. The reform to IR35 hit contractors hard, both in terms of opportunity to work, but also financially. It also forced thousands of independent, experienced consultants who would run their own business for many years into a no man's land stuck between employment and self-employment, but burdened with the worst aspects of each category. It is therefore unsurprising that contractors still seek out outside IR35 work and, in many cases, actively reject roles that are offered as inside IR35 only. In fact, this year, 63% of contractors had rejected a role solely for this reason in the preceding 12 months, which is a fairly significant increase from the 53% in 2025. It's a real testament to the perseverance and tenacity of genuine contractors, and a reminder that working as a contractor is not motivated by tax, but by a genuine desire to operate independently, despite all of the risks that come with it.
Running the survey again, it's reinforcing the consistent message that we're hearing. The willingness to work is there, the demand in theory is there, but the legislation is removing the ability for people to be able to work in a way that they want, and is driving talent elsewhere, which does not benefit the UK economy. From the lobbying point of view, we're still consistently within Westminster, speaking with MPs and relaying points that come out in surveys like this so that MPs can really understand the frustration of the labour market. And then we work very closely with experts such as Qdos, who are also very well accustomed to the challenges of IR35, so that whenever there are any questions or challenges that come up, we know we've got that expert knowledge at our fingertips to really help members.